killing me.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is Joey the Bull, and this is the Royal Ramble presented by OCCW with your tag team champions, Thunder and Lightning.
And still, your OCCW Tag Team Champions of the world. Nobody does it better. We look like salt and pepper. We make all the girls wetter and wetter. We are the Tag Team Champions now and forever.
That's right. Anybody want to talk about tag team wrestling not being good in Orange County? Come challenge us, baby. We got these things around our waist, around our necks, around the clock, and you can clock that.
That's what I'm talking about. So, boys, y'all had a crazy weekend. Let us know how that went down.
Well, I mean, we started our weekend where? We started our weekend at 3PW. That's right.
Cyprus.
That's right. We stepped in that ring. We got into that battle royal. We gave it our all. We whooped some ass, took some names, and took the cash at the end. And at the end of the day, we didn't really see the light of the championship of that tournament, but we saw the light of the, at least one half of us was final two.
I mean, I got betrayed by Gusten Uberstood. Gusten Uberstood, no means no. When I say no yummy yummy, I mean no yummy yummy. Hashtag me too, pound me too, whatever you want to call it. But Gusten Uberstood was all up in my face.
I mean, it
like
feels
the Germans storming the beaches of Normandy.
It feels like that man's got enough yummy yummy to go around for everybody. He's been serving up yummy yummy since he stepped foot in the ring, and I think it'll never go bad. It's like a Twinkie.
Well, from where I was sitting, I noticed you were licking your lips when you was doing it.
I mean, we saw. Yeah, I mean, have you ever been close? It's like a anaconda. I mean, but I digress. About something else. Never mind. Forget all that. Forget I said anything like that.
Really?
Stricken that from the record. Are we still live? Turn off the feed. Turn down the internet. Burn the studio to the ground.
Oh,
you know
man.
what Gusten Uberstood? He's turning evil. He's as dark on the inside as you are on the outside over there, Darkness. He kicked me right between my goalposts to win this damn #1 contendership for that Legion Hall title. He's been a friend to me. We've been fighting together against Lucha Pro demons and all kinds of other stuff, and I've been wrestling him for the last 12 months in an ongoing match, and he just decides to low blow me out of nowhere. He hasn't done that even once in our 5,782nd round match so far, but he just kicked me. That Legion Post title must mean a great deal to the Gusten Uberstood.
Either that or that Lucha Pro title's playing a little bit with his head, because it seems like ever since he turned over that new leaf with that Lucha Pro title, it's changing how he does things.
Well, you know what they say, once you get a taste of Latin, you get platinum, baby.
Yeah, well.
I mean, he's got to be hard to be in East LA. I knew Gusten Uberstood was hard most of the time, but now he's really, really hard.
Yeah, he's taking piss goo to another level.
Yeah, he's walking the mean streets of East LA with all them vato cholos, you know,
like
that's what they
Miklo.
will, and he's throwing up hand signs and whatnot. He's gone from West Berlin to East Germany now. He's gone over to the bad side of the
And before this, he struck me more as a North Hollywood type person. But yeah, I mean, I guess he's out there in East LA. Banging it up.
And look, man, and he kicked me right in my nethers, right in my Jacobs, right in between the ass and the Rael, right down it. You know what I mean? And I was swelling. Referee didn't even check me or nothing. I don't know what kind of medical professionals they have at 3PW, but I was trying to get the referee to check down in my nether regions, and he said he don't get paid enough for that. And I was like, what do you mean you all get paid? What kind of nonsense? Money.
Now, who took advantage of you in that rumble? Who threw you over the ropes?
Well, when I turned around, all I saw was Gusten shrugging his shoulders.
Oh.
So, I mean, that kind of told me, because if you get a chance to watch the footage back from any of it, me and my boy Az, we knew that it was going to take two to get the job done.
Well, it was mostly like all of 3PW versus Congo Crush.
Pretty much.
I've got no problem with 20 dudes beating up somebody that looks like Congo Crush, if you know what I mean. Just stomping them, screaming, Rodney King. And then Congo Crush, he just keep on resisting. And you know what I mean? With the boobs, with the big boobs.
That's
you know,
Geographic.
he looked like he's from National Geographic. Congo Crush like a villager. And he coming in, he's swapping them back and forth, he's slapping me. It's like a speed bag
It's like
on his chest.
the distant cousin of Kamala.
The views and opinions of Azrael is, how's it, John? Say that?
I mean, are the views and opinions that you're going to have to listen to for this show.
There you go.
You tuned in. Whose fault is that? I didn't come to you. Well, I mean, I did kind of invite most of you on Facebook Messenger, but haha, sucks to be you.
He's about to emancipate right now.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna emancipate real bad.
Oh God! Let's keep the emancipation in the proclamation, please.
I didn't know how we were gonna get Congo Crush out of that battle royal. I didn't see a backhoe or a forklift or nothing.
Yeah,
so I mean, I stood, I supervised, I told everybody lift with your legs, not with your back. You know what I mean? And they eventually got it done.
Yeah, I mean, he was out. That's all that matters.
They must have lathered that rope up with some cocoa butter to the moment.
Yeah.
And Cordova, the biker, he was in there. We had to fight him. Not the first time I've ever had to fight a crazy biker.
Yeah, no, he's got some crazy shots too. I took a couple of those fists to the face.
I mean, he's all like USA and he love America and whatnot. And Goose and Uberstood, he, it's not the first time Germany ever did something bad to the United States there, Goose and Uberstood. And he got Cordova right up over the top rope to come down to just the two of us. And we looked into each other's eyes. And I thought we had an understanding, Goose and Uberstood. But no, on 4th and 1, he doesn't go for it. He punched me. Right in mid-bells. And then he threw me over the top rope. And you were there.
I was there, and I thought that you grew 2 extra Adam's apples that night. I saw something shoot up in your throat.
Went from an alto to a tenor.
I mean, I did bring my suit just in case Homeboy took a slip in the ring and I took over the wrestling announcing gig.
I'm just happy whenever I see Joey Bull in the crowd because I'm like, there's a soft place to land.
But Ozzy kept it strong. Ozzy V held it strong and did a great job that night. I mean, the dude knew how to announce everybody properly.
I took some notes.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely. If there was an award for the way that an announcer works the mic, that man would win it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks a lot.
The greatest ring announcer I've ever heard was Ozzy. I was like, just the thunder of his voice was like God himself. He knew everybody's name.
I mean,
he pronounces everything.
He can woo the ladies and he gets the men on their feet. That's an announcer that I've never heard the likes of before in my life.
What are you talking about, man?
Oh
yeah, forget about. I mean, I'm better than that Tracy Chapman they have over there on GCW.
Well, yeah. Well.
I mean,
that's a different story. We got to talk to GCF. I don't know.
GCF, not a GCW.
I mean, I was like GCW. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But
sorry, brother. If he out there, dog, I think he's on his way. But anyway, no. I mean, I give Ozzy prop. He's honestly.
No, yeah. I mean,
he's on a great show. He has a different style than I do.
Different is a word for it. Yes.
Different style.
Yes.
But I'm the king of
But I digress. And then after Saturday, we came to GCF, speaking of, and your boys did what they do. As you can obviously see, we still got the silver around our neck. I like to call it platinum, because that's what we do. We make hits. So we went out there and we made another hit in that ring.
Just like Paul McCartney and Stevie and Michael Jackson.
I mean, I guess he would be Michael.
I cut it out every time I hang around with the underground. You never know. If you don't know now, you know, everybody. I got put between a rock and a hard place. You know what I mean? But Jamal's been growing on me, and all the GCF's been growing on me. And I'm like, we can't just burn this place down. We won't have any place to work. I mean, it's a great place to wrestle, and I'm so looking forward to helping their business improve. And we got together, you and I, we tied it in a knot, and now white people and black people, even Steven, fairsy squaresy. I don't want to hear another word about it ever again.
Yeah, and
50-50.
And of course, every time that you have a white guy and a black guy trying to become even, you got to make sure you throw the Mexican in there, and Hyde stepped in and took that role and showed that there's unity in GCF, especially against the likelihood nastiness of the rats that you call divine intervention.
What the hell with him? He tried to kick me in my face. He tried to hit me. He did hit me with a kendo stick.
You took a kendo stick to the stomach, and yet you still wind up like you were going to hit me with it. I said, how are you going to take a kendo stick and then make the decision to try and hit me with it? I'm glad that you didn't. That's right. I took that look in your eyes, and I felt like you were. You know what?
been a long
Y'all
road
will see
with
later
those fellas.
if and when we show the footage of this, you will see what I'm talking about. But it came down to the wire on this tag team. I didn't know whether we were going to have a leg to stand on or not.
And even though I'm only a ring announcer, I wanted to come in and help you so bad because there was times where Azrael was in the corner with the referee in his face, and these guys were just jumping the crap out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I took. I don't think I've took a Toby beating like that since I was in grade school. I mean, there were times in the street where you just get down and sometimes you get jumped, and that's really what it felt like. I mean, it was really one of those one against all. But I made my way to my corner, and my boys that night had my back, surprisingly.
I mean, if you're going to become a success in this business, as you all understand, sometimes you have to throw your friends under the bus and take, the best opportunity possible. And that is B.A. Marcus Frey. And have you seen Hyde? Look how gloriously well-muscled that young man is with the long hair. He's like Freddie Helmuth, but the evolved form. It's like Freddie Helmuth is like the little, Pikachu.
He's like the hoot. Yeah, Freddie Helmuth is the hoot hoot. And then he evolves into this immaculate, majestic bird.
Like Houndour looking thing, and then Houndoom is high, with like fire flying out of his eyes and stuff. And I'm like, I picked that one.
Oh, man.
And on this game of dodgeball, I was on the right side for once. It was like gym class all over. Do I pick this one? Do I pick this one? Okay, I'll be over here.
And you almost took a huge fall until you fell into my lap.
Thank God for Joey the Bull. You are a soft place to land and a welcome addition to the front row of any show. Who needs a crash pad when I have Joey the Bull?
Hey, that works. Oh, man. But to give us a little bit more about what happened on GCF, I think that it's time that we bring in my boy, the man that makes the wheels of GCF spin. The man that makes sure that when justice needs to be had, he'll make it happen. He made a 6-man holla holla tag team match and got things done. My boy, Mr. R.J. Wallace.
Are you doing the right side or the black side? What side are you sitting on?
I'm on the right side. No, I'm the side.
Hey, mix it up a little bit. Mix it up a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
What's going on here, man?
I stole it from Abraham Lincoln.
Looks like you're doing an auction or something.
You know, white people like their auctions.
Yeah, they do.
I do like buying and selling things, not people at all.
Yeah.
Inanimate objects.
Yeah, I bet.
It's a different feel to the show tonight. I was expecting to see Mr. Delo, but
I mean, he's a busy man, and apparently his business is picking up, so he had to handle his business.
And you see his business what he wrote.
I don't think he.
Well,
the views and opinion of B.A. Marcus Frey. There you go.
Steve Dodge, I wouldn't call myself a backstabber. I call myself an opportunist, an entrepreneur, if you will, a Republican even. I take an opportunity when I seize it and put down the little man.
Man,
if you look at Freddie Helmuth, he's obviously one of the little people.
He's an entrepreneur, and I'm an entreprenegro. I like to take advantages of those that come along and use them to step up to the next level.
Wow.
All right. You got your hands full of that, Joe.
Hey, I can handle it, bro.
What happened on the rest of the card? I mean, we were busy dancing, sipping on gin and juice and whatnot, getting ready for, our competition.
Yeah, you guys left a huge puddle of Hennessy in the back.
Well,
That's how we do.
That's what.
But anyway, I mean,
When you get tart, you get tart.
this is true. It was a great show last Sunday afternoon here in Uptown Stanton at the Delo Dojo for GCF Big Trouble in Little Dojo. I mean, it was a great turnout, great crowd. Everybody was into it. Hell of a main event with Sin Bodie and Tony Reyes, even though Sin Bodie tried to kill Tony.
They literally almost tore the house down.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I mean, there were things flying from balconies. It was something that I didn't think we were going to have a ring left after
I was
that.
thinking, like liability issues, like nobody signs waivers because it's independent wrestling. So
Well, I think as an independent wrestler, you sign waivers as soon as you say, I want to step in that ring. Your ass is the waiver.
Reyes is a promoter too. Like
He understands.
he's got health insurance.
Yeah. He's got something.
You know,
He's got a wealthy spouse. How about that? We'll say that.
Tony, one of them evil clowns. He got like a 60-pound barbell and tried to crush Tony Reyes' skull.
Yeah, I
He
don't.
threw the
big
punching
old
bag at
punching
him
bag.
from the balcony that could have killed him dead.
Anybody that wants an example of why I don't like clowns, watch Simbodi wrestle. I mean, that dude is scary as hell.
Take somebody's girlfriend home.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it now. I was like, why are they afraid of clowns? And then I was like, oh, because of all the stuff he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy God.
Very dastardly.
Yeah,
he
man.
had like the dolls on his. Yeah, no, it wasn't a
He
good
took
look.
the dude's
Nah.
face and put it up his funnel cake.
Yeah,
He called it.
yeah,
wild.
that was. I thought the yummy was interesting, but the funnel cake, I don't know if I want any of
You
that.
want pink eye? That's how you get pink eye.
Little funnel cake.
Yeah. I mean, to each his own. But yeah, I mean, great card. I mean, Chris Cadillac ended up showing up. And that was
Lo and behold.
Yeah, I mean, he just slithered his way in, and
And I did see you get little ballsy too. You took off your jacket and you're ready to fight somebody
I
yourself.
mean, I got giant balls, man. So I had to show him.
Giant balls.
I had to show him.
He might be soft spoken, but the man comes with a big stick.
I try to tell these people, man.
Speak
I
soft
try to tell
and carry a big stick. That's what you got to do.
So I do.
Your business partner was throwing hands at people.
Oh,
He
yeah.
tackled
I didn't-
Cadillac to the ground.
I didn't think he was going to do that. I saw like a very different side of Joseph Saint on Sunday, and he's,
Yeah, he wasn't acting like a
he's a
saint.
lot more gangster than I thought he was.
Yeah, he came straight out of hell with that
It's
ass
kinda like how
beating.
you see Azrael.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of like the evolved form of us.
Yeah,
Joseph Saint and R.J. Wallace is thunder and lightning.
exactly.
Before
I mean,
and
yeah,
after.
Yeah, before that.
before the success and after.
It kind of goes hand in hand. So I'm glad you chose the right side, man. Stuck it to Di.
Yeah, and that's what I did was I came along and I tried to show y'all how it's supposed to be done. And day one, when you came and talked to me, what'd you say? I need a man that can handle his business and get things done. And that's what I've been doing. So
There you go.
exactly.
He was walking tall.
He sure was.
Minus the body.
And also, Joey the Bull, I mean, you are better than our ring announcers. I might be having my
damn.
people call your people.
Well,
Well, shit, I don't come cheap, bro. I need my own green room. I need my own M&Ms and catering. I love food.
yeah. Make sure you just take care of the snacks and he'll be all right.
How many M&Ms do you need?
Bags upon bags upon bags.
M&Ms.
I like green M&Ms.
Just like Marshawn Lynch has Skittles thrown at him, just start throwing bags of M&Ms at old Joey the Bull here, and you'll be good. You'll be able to book them for whatever you want.
I didn't think you were into like particular colored M&Ms. I just thought you were just in general, like, hey, just give me M&Ms.
They're all the same on the inside, Joey the Bull.
I know, I
That's a horrible stereotype to assume that the light brown M&Ms are better than the green M&Ms or the purple ones or whatever. They're all the same on the. If there's anything Azrael hates, it's stereotypes. How
I'm sorry,
dare
I'm
you
sorry,
speak
brother, I'm
against
sorry.
the M&Ms? It's what's on the inside
Really?
that counts.
Damn, this
Really?
coming from
That's the
this
one
guy.
thing you hate?
Yeah.
I am against all kinds of stuff.
Well, make sure you tell Lenny Kravitz Jr. or Terrence Tarvey, the Wishing Well song guy.
Terrence-
Yeah, tell it. The guy sings "Sign Your Name Across My Heart."
I
Never
never
mind.
watched the Teletubbies.
Well, tell that
The
guy.
purple one?
Is that like an 80s song?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong person.
yeah. I'll show you a picture of him. But
He the one that wishing
well.
No, wishing well.
yeah,
Yeah.
just give him a like pat in the back, saying sorry, bro, but the bull's coming through.
All right, I'll let him know next time I see him.
How about that guy Cool winning a non-title match?
My guy Cool, and we've gotten a lot of flack for the last 24 hours, saying, Guy Cool got screwed, and, some dude named Dustin Lawyer said, the Stanton screw job. I've heard about those Stanton screw jobs. I hear you get VD from those. So that's not cool.
You just go down beach and ball. You can
Yeah,
find out what a Stanton screw job is like.
And we've been getting messages like, hey, Guy Cool, pinned your champion, but, you put Joey Barone and Mikey O'Shea in a triple threat match with Chris Cadillac at the next GCF show. What about Guy Cool? And you know what? We're gonna make some choices on Guy Cool come real soon. We're gonna make some announcements, man. I mean, Guy Cool, he's a great guy. I mean, he brings a lot of females to the after parties.
I mean, he's really showing that he's more than just a party.
This is true.
The man can get down to the bottom of the bottle, but he can also get down to the bottom of what wrestling is all about.
Man can wrestle.
Yeah, so.
And I don't go to these after parties that Guy Cool has.
I went to one, and I don't know what I walked out of there with, but
I'm God-fearing.
Did you clear up?
I mean, luckily I had some penicillin.
I, for one, am just waiting to see a white guy with a boat catch a break here in this world. You know what I mean? You've been keeping him down for too long, and I want to see an opportunity for Guy Cool.
Oh, man.
You know, I've never been on a boat, so I guess Are
you deathly afraid of water?
It's not a hard life. I'm gonna tell you right now. Any man that can walk around and say he got his own boat, he ain't living the hard life. So
TJ Swapp didn't give him a boat.
I'm not saying Guy Cool ain't earned everything that he got, but damn it, there's a whole lot of privilege there.
I mean, he's from Long Beach. He a bad man. The harbor of Long Beach.
Yeah, it's like the nice parts of Long Beach.
Yeah.
Right.
He's ever been on like Atlantic or like 3rd Street.
He probably could see the Queen Mary from his backyard window.
Plus, I don't think you want to get on the boat. What happened last time y'all went on the boat last time?
Exactly. See, my grandpa told me these stories all the time. I don't think I can do it. I don't know if I can.
What about Drew Masters? I mean, Drew Masters could have won that. He was right there.
Did have a good chance.
He was hanging in.
You know, the blue striker, I just found out what Azure striker.
I knew what it was. Yeah, because his jacket's all blue. And
Yeah,
stuff.
he's
I
like-
was
he's-
okay, that makes sense.
He's like one of the only wrestlers in independent wrestling that wears blue. So hey, big ups to you.
Right? I mean, we can't all be red and black.
No, I mean, you know, yeah, you wear what you wear. But yeah, Drew Masters had a good showing. It was a good match. I mean, Chris Cadillac had to ruin it and, you know, step in. But, you know, it was a good match for what it was.
Cockroaches do what cockroaches do.
Oh, yes, and he's a...
And Caddy got a beating put on him by the owner. And then one of your side executives got punched in the face. White people are wild, man.
White people are crazy.
We're not all Mayo and Yahtzee, you know. Sometimes there's a fisticuffs.
Mayo and Yahtzee.
Yeah, we do other stuff.
I like mayo.
No, you don't.
I mean, I've played this.
He said, you don't know what real mayo is.
Real man is it?
There's mayonnaise and then there's Miracle Whip.
Miracle Whip.
He's a Miracle Whip individual.
Speaking of Miracle Whip, my good friend Toxic Trent finally got a win.
Hey, he Miracle Whipped that up.
Because he's white, so Miracle Whip, and he's from like up north.
Yeah, so
Miracle Whip.
it makes sense.
Yeah. BA got it.
A little bit of
I didn't get it.
little bit of spice.
Toxic
Alright.
Trent.
Who'd he
Finally
beat
got a win.
again?
Snipes.
Okay. Take that, people. You might be athletic and strong and faster than us, but we get the win. We find out how to dig deep. We'll do whatever is necessary.
You see
might run a
this?
4.240 Snipes, but that ain't nothing to me, boy. We will put on ice skates. We will do whatever it takes.
Now, all y'all that are watching, when this is all over, I want you to rewind the tape back to where he says he does not do stereotypes.
What?
And then fast forward to this damn speech right here. He is a walking and talking contradiction. But yet, he is my tag team partner, and I swear to God, as long as we hold these titles, I will have his back. But, God damn.
You might have a black belt, but I have a black guy over here. How about that?
Damn right.
How big are you again? Were you like 260 or something? You
Yeah.
can bench press a BMW, and I know it because I owns one. I
owns one?
Yeah.
It might not run, but he has it.
Hey, he holds it up while I change my own oil because I'm crafty.
What happened?
Wow.
What else happened on the show? I was busy.
I mean, before the 6-man tag happened, Hyde was having a very great one-on-one
okay.
match against Freddie Helmuth, who was quite impressive by himself in the ring. I might add.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is when Freddie Helmuth is not depending on his underhanded brethren to come to his aid, he can actually hold his own in that ring.
Can wrestle.
I mean, a dude can wrestle, but then all of a sudden he's got to go to the tricks of the trade and reach into his duffel bag of garbage and bullshit, and then he pulls out the rest of Divine Intervention.
Yeah, that Freddie Flores, I still got a bone to pick with him.
Yes,
I know
you
he's hard headed. I hit him in the head with a kendo stick like
like
three
times.
Oh, yeah,
Jesus.
that was pretty beautiful.
I mean, I guess hitting him in the head isn't his vulnerable area.
I mean, yeah, he hits himself in the head, so like I feel like hit him in the nuts or something.
Exactly. There's enough scar tissue up there to last a lifetime. So next time aim for the neck.
Kind of like hitting the chick with
If he had a neck, I mean that would probably be a little bit easier. But
Yeah, I mean,
And you had Mikey O'Shea versus Joey Barone.
my guy Joey Barone, Iron Man himself. I mean, those tights were a little bit too tight for my liking, but I mean,
hey,
I saw Joey's Barone. You walk up to a guy, you know what religion he is before you have a gun.
Oh no! Wow.
Hey,
oh man, he said I wanted to show them the arc reactor.
Damn.
He comes up Joey the Bone Barone and how
Joey the Bone Barone.
Got a book.
like I guess Tony Stark does have a heart.
I guess he does. There's something beating down in them trunks. I mean, Jesus.
Wow.
But anyway, he went on one with Mikey O'Shea, and as somebody in the crowd chanted, "Bam Bam Mikey O'Shea," which I mean that's messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, rest in peace, Bam Bam Bigelow. But I don't think that's what Mikey O'Shea's going for here.
No, I mean, but that's not a bad wrestler to kind of pattern yourself after either, though. I mean, Bam Bam Bigelow held his
What
own.
era of Bam Bam Bigelow are we talking?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
You know, Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania, or ECW, or
WCW, where it's like, just go home.
Yeah, just hang it up.
Well,
I like Mikey O'Shea. He's getting angrier and angrier, and I've never seen him this angry since Sizzler kicked him out of the all-you-can-eat buffet.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing about
I mean, once you've hit your limit, man. You hit your limit.
Yeah, I mean,
no more shrimp. I know it's
exactly.
endless shrimp, but there's a limit to the ocean.
There is.
Man.
They'll bring out an empty plate and say, "Hey, eat this lemon slice and go the fuck home."
I got kicked out of Golden Corral once.
I
Well,
believe that. Dude, you take Tupperware to the Golden Corral. You got all these.
they said all. Hey, they said all you. They did not say that. They did not say that. It said all you can eat.
I need to put some of those back.
Oh man.
Put the steaks in the Tupperware.
It's meal prepping for you. It's like stacking them up, putting them in the jackets. I'm good.
Yeah,
Golden
buddy.
Corral out of business. Think of the children. They are families.
See, you seen those children that go to Golden Corral? Those kids are ruthless, man.
As soon as they put
Trying to get a steak, they kicking me in my shins.
As soon as they put a street taco stand in there, Joey the Bull said, "I got meals for days."
Damn you, Golden Corral.
Oh man.
Man, I gotta get kicked out of buffet now. I feel like that's.
They might shoot you, man. You need to act right.
Yeah.
In Long Beach.
I would
Yeah,
go with
a
you.
Bellflower.
Yeah.
Off 91 Freeway.
I was going to that one.
See, why do you know where all of them are? It's like you mapped up which one you were going to go to
Because
next.
people like you, I mean, not you, like
You've
you.
been banned from several. So
Like
the
me,
ones that are
so
Like,
we all go
like
with-
us.
Okay.
Like us. We don't see too many of them.
Yeah, well.
And then we see people like us, but we try to get in line right when dinner happens, but they still catch you. They'll still charge you dinner prices.
Yeah.
Well, you know that Golden Corral is not built for thems when you go in and see a sweet potato souffle. He don't even know what that's about. So I'm telling you.
What? Why?
Exactly.
Is there mail?
Azrael's hood.
Ew.
He knows.
Yeah, I love elati. I love elati.
Elote.
Yeah.
It's elote, cabrón.
Whatever, man. I'm not a cab
Elati.
driver. What do you
I love me some
I've never
chitlins.
been in a cab in my whole life.
He goes to Cracker Barrel.
Yep.
That is racist. You apologize.
That was racist.
Yeah,
Right?
I am reporting you.
Tomatoes.
Racist.
The running 4.4.
The 4.5.
I thought the free admission was a safe space, right?
Wow. Safe for who? Safe for who?
Man ain't safe on free admission media.
Yeah, buddy.
Wild for that.
I don't know.
Oh, wildin'.
Anyway, getting back on track.
Okay, so what's your next coming up event for GCF?
Well, GCF, after, everything we've done this year, and, we're grateful for all the support and, everything's gone on, all the boys that come in and, put on great matches for us,
You're welcome.
Thank you. Johnny Malice or John Dello, letting us use this wonderful, state-of-the-art facility to put on these shows, and,
It's hard to put holes in this facility.
It's very
Really?
ask Sin Bodie. He tried.
Yeah, he did.
It's hard. GCF will be back in 2020.
Oh, we're taking a nice little break.
I mean, we got to take a little break. I'm in college. I got student loans paying shit.
Should have voted for Bernie Sanders when he had the chance. I wouldn't be in this predicament now, would you?
Oh,
I know
man.
now.
You can vote, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh, shit. This
I haven't been
motherfucker.
following current events. I don't know.
This mother.
I don't know you that well.
Shut your mouth.
Everybody's, just trying to rest up. Joseph Saint's on vacation in Vegas right now.
Well, and I also heard that you guys are discussing a tag team division.
Oh, yes.
Well,
I mean, our next big step is,
I mean, sometimes you just gotta put it on the table,
Jesus.
let them know what's up.
Mine's bigger.
I mean, if you want to talk about tag team divisions,
Now, when you're sporting yours around your neck like B.A. Marcus Frey, like he's wearing his as a necklace.
I like not being in chains and,
Oh,
nothing.
shit. Oh, shit.
I mean,
I'm just
I
saying.
just
Yeah,
mean
that's
that I
it.
like
He
just
just-
holding it. I just like holding my belt. I didn't mean nothing by it.
Hey, listen.
Hey, you know what I mean?
that's your tag team partner, man. But yeah, so I mean, we're taking a little break right now. I mean, we'll be around. We have some things in production. Like we have Mats and Marks every Sunday, 3 p.m. Free Mission Media. We'll be doing another behind the scenes show for GCF. I'll be on YouTube. I know we were filming like a lot of behind the scenes stuff on Sunday. So like, we're doing a lot of things in the meantime. But as far as putting on a show, yes, we are planning a tag team tournament to crown our first ever tag team champions, and we're looking for tag teams from anywhere.
There's some tough tag teams out there right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
besides our boys here.
I mean, yeah, if y'all want to come to OC and see what we bring to the table, bring it on
As far
down.
as we're concerned, there's only 2 tag teams that are in this tournament as of right now. The uncrowned so-called tag team champions, the Heavy Hitters, and Thunder and Lightning.
Oh, all right then.
Well.
Hey, we're in.
Well,
So I mean,
if y'all want to see some heavy hitting,
and I feel like this next GCF card's already stacked before it even happens, because we got the triple threat match, Joey Burrow and Mikey O'Shea, Chris Cadillac, and then we got the tag tournament that's featuring Heavy Hitters and Thunder and Lightning so far.
What about the Lucha Homies?
I mean, wherever they at.
Grande pesos, Joey the Bull.
Oh, I know.
Grande
I need pesos.
Hey, Mariachi Loco's got my number. We've hit a couple, these little Bonza clubs out here in Anaheim. Like we're cool.
there you go.
Yeah, I mean, if you wants in.
That's it. That's the thing is all these people want to sit there and go like, hey, what about this team? That team's got to say the word. You want to be on the show, you make the call. You think your team is big and bad enough to do it? Come on out.
And even tag team champions from other promotions, like the Destination 6 tag champions, whoever they are. Or Divine Intervention if they want to
might
slither
take
out and
roundouts.
take a chance. Or, the XPW tag team champions, who knows?
XPW? Are we going back to 2001? I'm
Why
not
not?
getting into a time machine, my
I
man.
mean, why not? I mean,
Well, RJ, we're looking forward to next. We're looking for
gonna
next
take on the
year,
Rockers.
2020, and see what you got. And once
I
again,
can't wait.
thanks for coming to our show tonight. We got a special guest coming through next.
Thank you guys for having me. Stay black.
I'll do my best.
Always, RJ.
Nom nom ding dong.
Shaman Hama Ding Dong.
My daddy told me that I only got to do 2 things in this, actually 3. Stay black, pay taxes, and die.
I ain't
And
paid
right-
taxes yet, but y'all ain't hear that.
Hey,
It's all recorded now, bro.
Guys,
yeah, there you go. You might not want to say that. We saw what happened to Wesley Snipes.
And tell Johnny Malice I said get well, or whatever he's doing.
Wrap up that work. That's what he's got to do. Wrap up that work.
Now, folks, our next guest, You may have seen him in a lot of cage matches, throwing them, what do they call them, elbows, hand grenades. The one and only Bullet, the one and only Bulletproof Troop is in the house.
Yeah, it is.
Bulletproof floating around here.
Oh,
shit.
Well,
Talk about that.
we are going to talk about that.
Yeah,
That's-
come on. Welcome to the
guys.
How we doing, Bulletproof?
Yeah, fantastic, baby.
Oh, Scoot more? Oh, wait, Scoot more. Sorry. Bro.
So I've been pitching for that fight. I want to see the Bulletproof versus the Bulletproof in a death match. I mean, you're big, damn, you're strong, you're good at fighting, but Bulletproof got a taser. He got at least 2 samurai swords. He's got a bulletproof vest on. I think in the right kind
He's
of
gonna
match.
need a lot more than that.
Yeah, I was about to
Some
say.
elbows, baby.
50-50.
A lot more than that. He might be bulletproof, but he ain't hand grenade and elbow proof. Yeah, I don't think he's smacking the head proof either. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I mean, you can bring all the weapons you got, but as soon as you get smacked in the mouth, everything goes out the window.
Absolutely. You put a little blood in your opponent's mouth, and they usually want to go home.
Yeah, a little
But
bit.
not my opponent last week, and I fought Andre Vasilenko last weekend at LXF3 here in LA for the Lights Out Extreme Fighting light heavyweight belt. And man, we had a brawl. And man, that guy's tough. I landed a
You even
flush.
took it down, too.
Yeah, I
knocked
landed
his
a
ass
flush
down.
hand grenade in the first minute. I thought he was knocked out. It's the first time I've ever clocked somebody with a full-on punch, and they didn't go out, man. I've had a guy be put in a coma before from a punch. So, like, it blew my mind that this guy survived, you know, and when I dropped him early on, I went for the kill, baby, because that's what I do. I come in to finish people, and I spent it all looking for that kill in the first 90 seconds. Man, that's tough Russian, bro. Or Ukrainian. Must get up in the morning, like, eat rocks for breakfast. I don't know how that motherfucker's got a jaw that strong, but, you know, props to that kid. But I'll tell you what, Bulletproof ain't gonna be able to do the same thing.
And that's what I like about you. You came out hot. You came out like there's no jabbing, there's no gate. He came out like to kill this man. If you watch the fight back, you know, this guy looks like he's trying to kill somebody in the ring. And that make fighting violent again, my man. You know, it doesn't always have to be the grappling tournament or whatever. Point sparring, which you participated in a little bit, which just amused the hell out of me. Because it's like you just walk into the black belt division of karate or whatever, and you're like, all right, I've got this. You know, you've probably never even done karate a day in your life.
I didn't even know what the rule set was when I
Right.
showed up to that karate tournament. So about a month ago, I competed in the black belt division of a traditional karate tournament, and I took home 3rd place. I've never even I've done a lot of combat martial arts, but I've never done karate per se, especially the way that they score points. And it was a really perspective changing experience for me because there was a whole range that I didn't realize existed before, an extremely long range that I hadn't anticipated, you know, and I thought I was going to get in there, and I watched a bunch of matches, and it's a lot of the lead leg getting brought up to throw like side kicks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to footwork around that, D'Amato shift, PC's fulls up, and these motherfuckers was quick. They were real quick, and I ended up losing first match, but I learned how the game was played, and didn't end up losing anything after that, but it was a really fun experience that changed my perspective about, like I said, the way the long range fighting is fought. Given they're not trying to knock you out, it's just touching to score. But, I mean, changing that touch into a really powerful attack is not a crazy difference, you know? So it was really interesting. I really enjoyed doing it. Like I said, it changed my perspective about long-range fighting. You didn't see any of that in my fight just because I come out and I fight people. But that's a big thing that I pushed. You know, I'm a professional fighter. There's athletes that compete in combat sports, and then there's fighters that fight. And I'm a fighter that fights, man. I'm going to come out and it's going to get hot real quick. I'm going to come out and I'm going to fist fight you. So all my wins are in the first round. I have 100% first round finishing rate. And it's because I come out and I put my hands in your mouth. I come out and I hit my opponents and I make them taste their blood and want to go home. You know, but I think that's what makes for exciting fights. People aren't trying to watch a very technical point scoring match. People want to see finishes, you know. And
and speaking of finishes, I've been hearing a lot of rumors though that you are taking those finishes and bringing them to the squared circle. Talk about the training that you've been going through to bring some of this in your face, knock them down, knock them out. Moves to the wrestling ring.
Yeah, so I had the professional wrestling world express some interest in me last year, And actually had the WWE reach out to me and express some interest in me. So I started training with Brian Kendrick at Santino Brothers and also with Pete Avalon over at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And so I've been training now for a little bit over a year on and off based around like where I could fit it in with my training. But the end of 2019 is my main focus is going to be on professional wrestling, potentially making a debut. We'll see. But yeah, expect to see Bulletproof Troop in the wrestling ring very soon.
Hopefully, we get to see get your feet wet in one of our events.
I would love that.
That'll be freaking awesome.
I would love that.
Maybe against one of these fellows here.
Well, I mean, even if you want to come on out and support OCCW at the Halloween Purging, October 26th. You guys come out. You never know. You might see somebody like Blake Troop there. Just kind of holding it down.
I mean, you look the sort of guy who could not only make a dead body, but also drag it away to the back. You know what I mean? So at the purge, when somebody loses, they get knocked out. Typically, they get dragged to the back by somebody. We've had Techno Destructo do it. I think Othello did it once. We had a group of dudes do it one time. But like, you look like you could kind of handle that job as like grave digging. Killing
I might have some experience getting rid of bodies.
Yeah,
I may or may not.
You seem like it's not your first time ever dragging away a body. You know what I mean?
We got ourselves a professional here.
So what do you think about professional wrestling so far? How is it different from training for the MMAs?
In terms of training, it's significantly different, because it's just a different style of what it is that you're trying to do, a different form of entertainment. It's very similar in terms of a lot of the chain wrestling and things of that nature. It comes very natural to me because it's based off of real submission grappling and real fighting, but it's definitely a different objective. I'm not just going in and trying to take somebody's head off. I mean, I could, but I don't know how many people would want to get in the ring with me after that.
They would just have to train to be able to take a punch.
Which I'm okay with too. But I really enjoy it. I was a big fan of professional wrestling as a kid, and I'm a big fan of all the showmanship and gimmicks and storytelling. Because people get really invested in storytelling. It's more than just a match that goes on in there. There's a story being told then and potentially a much bigger story that's being told within these matches and promos and stuff. And so I'm a big fan of all of that. I already do a lot of gimmick-related stuff. I got the Bulletproof Troop hand grenade chain. I push my brand really hard. I do a lot of very professional wrestling-inspired things for my quote-unquote gimmick, if you want to call it that. So I'm a huge fan of professional wrestling, and I'm really enjoying the training. It's a lot of fun. Everybody in the community that I've met's been great. A lot of positivity. The fans are the best too in wrestling. There's no better fans in any sport or anything than professional wrestling. The enthusiasm that they come with, just all the way around. It's great. It's a great scene, and I'm looking forward to getting more involved in it.
So growing up, who'd you look up to as a wrestler, as a kid, a teenager?
I would say, there's a whole bunch. I came up watching the Attitude Era. I'd say like my 1, 2, and 3 would probably be Stone Cold, then The Rock, then Triple H. Generation X I was a huge fan of. Obviously Stone Cold and The Rock were a big, beef at the time.
What about Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, Shawn Michaels was cool. I like Shawn Michaels. He's cool. I would say that bigger influences would be those 3 guys, though. And I'd really say that my character and personality and like who I am is almost a mix of those 3 guys, The badass Stone Cold, the talker, and The Rock, and kind of the Generation X, Triple H. It's kind of the
like a cerebral assassin. You get in their mind before you get in that ring.
100%.
Yeah, that's.
Do you have a favorite wrestler who's wrestling like right now?
Favorite wrestler wrestling right now?
Mikey O'Shea.
I would probably say Kevin Cross. Killer Cross. I'm a big fan of him, and I see a lot of similarities in the both of us in terms of MMA background. We look very similar too, but I like the whole violence and thing that he pushes. It's very relatable to me because it's, he's somebody who came up training in violence and enjoys all that stuff too. Smart guy as well, cuts great promos. I'd probably say Killer Cross is my favorite current wrestler.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you know Matt Riddle? What do you think of Matt Riddle? He fought in the UFC, right? He had a couple fights.
So
I haven't beat the shit out of him.
I'm confident that I can beat the shit out of anybody.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good part of this business is you step in that ring and the showman side of it, but at the end of the day you got to know that just about anybody you step in that ring with, you can take out. And every time I step in the ring with anybody, I believe that at the end of the day, if it came down to it and we really had to throw down, I'm not going to be the one getting knocked out.
Yeah, I think it takes that because otherwise, if you can tell that it's not like people don't feel that way, it comes off kind of fake or like, obviously we know that wrestling's not necessarily real, but being able to suspend the belief and stuff and watch this, like what's going to happen? If you know one person's just smashing and the other person, you lose a lot of interest in it. But then again, I mean, smashing is part of building characters and stuff too, but, I think it's important to have that belief in yourself, and fighting, wrestling, whatever it is, if you don't believe that you're going to win, I think it makes for a much less entertaining match to watch.
Now, a while back, I know you had some beef with a wrestler like a month ago.
Yeah.
How's everything going on with
So, with Greek God Papadon, so I'm guessing that you're talking about, that started a little bit over a year ago, and it'll kind of bubble up sometimes and go up and down. Now that I'm focusing a lot on professional wrestling, I would like to try and get in the ring with him and handle that.
What started the beef between you and him?
So, long story short, like they were trying to, Bumps and Bruises, they were trying to have me and him kind of do like some spot, And so there wasn't like a bunch of communication and stuff. And so after his match, he comes walking through the crowd and we make eye contact. He comes fucking strutting up to me and like gets in my face, move, blah, blah, blah. Like, motherfucker, I ain't about to, like, nah. So I'll give you the count of 3, 1. I'm like 2, 3. Like I ain't motherfucking moving, And so this fool pushes me. Yeah.
Wow.
And so this isn't like talked about or anything,
Really?
What was talked about before was like a potential no contact spot. Mm-hmm. So he comes up to me and then fucking pushes me, bro. And I was fucking pissed at the time. Like came very close to hitting him, but I know that what that would have done for me in my career in fighting and wrestling.
Right.
So I didn't, but I fucking held my ground, And so there's like a legit beef there. People see us like arguing and bickering and shit.
Yeah.
But it's not like we're just fucking trying to sell. Like I legit don't like the guy for the way that he handled that. And I almost felt like it was a vet trying to punk like a newer person or something. Like.
And you're going to run into that in this business.
And it is in the business. I mean, right now you have a lot of people that are like that in the business where you get beef and it's real beef and it's disrespectful. Like, and it's not cool because you all know you got to work with each other.
Right. Well, that's what I felt about it. It was a big disrespect, And like we lock eyes and he could have fucking kept. Walk by, but he stops in front of me and tells me, like, bro, now I'm not about to move. And if you ain't about to fucking back down even, then shit's about to pop off, And if that, like, it put me in a tough spot, too, because everyone thinks I started the beef, too. The video starts, and I'm standing there, and he walks up to me, but the way the story is initially told is I got up in his face, and it's like, nah, that motherfucker locked eyes with me after getting out of the ring, be like, get out of my way, move, like pushing people out of his way, and then sees me, walks like 10 feet up, we lock eyes, walks like 10 feet up to me and fucking tells me to move. So it put me in a spot where I ain't about to motherfucking move. Like, I ain't no bitch. I don't know what nothing was, like, talked about specifically, but I ain't about to fucking move.
Yeah.
Now, before a fight, do you always hate the guy?
No, I fought my friend before,
Okay. Like, is it better or worse for you to go in there like, I really don't like this sumbitch, and I'm going to put this beating on him today? Or you're just like, business, whatever.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, I fought one of my friends at the beginning of last year, and I came out hot and put him away in 90 seconds, so it depends. I mean, I'd say it's probably a little better to not like the guy, because then you can talk a little bit more shit and stuff
like,
afterwards.
Did you feel a little remorse after having to put your friend down like that?
No, none, zero, yeah.
See, he gets it. You know what I mean? You're all mad at me, switching alliances, whatever. This is a business, man. I'm trying to win belts. But I'm trying to come out on top. I will throw all of them under the bus. I don't give a damn.
Well, I mean that's you and your friends. But
I got a set of gloves down in my trunk if you guys want to handle this shit.
I've told him from day one that if he ever wanted to handle this and put it to rest by me and him stepping in the ring, we could always do that.
As long as we're still good, we're still doing good, we're still winning. As long as we're coming out on top, I will keep this rolling all day. I will ride this gravy train till the wheels fall off of it, my good man. And we are on American Legion Post 716 for the Purge on October 26th. We got some news. This is what John Delo's been working on. He's been trying to sign these contracts. He's got these people to put it down in blood.
So that's your red alert breaking news right here, live on Free Admission. We are letting you know that we are at Legion Post 716 for the Purge on October 26th.
So right now, Blake, you don't have a fight scheduled. You're not looking to. You don't have an MMA fight coming up.
No, so I just fought, like I said, a week and a half ago, and so I'm on September 21st was my last fight. I got a 45-day medical suspension, which happens sometimes after your fights, and so I'm for sure not fighting for the rest of 2020, and I'm gonna really focus on preparing myself for my wrestling debut and potentially making it if the opportunities are right.
Sweet.
So you got 100% first round stopping rate. So you've never seen the second round in a fight.
Oh, I've seen it. I'm
Okay.
8, so all my wins, it's 100% first
Okay.
round finishing rate. So I've gone to the third round. I've lost 2 decisions, been stopped in the third round before, twice in the third round. But yeah, I have seen it a few times. I'm not a fan of sitting on the stool. So my coach has a philosophy for fighting. He calls it one bell, meaning that there should only be one bell when your fight happens, and that's ding ding, fight. That the ref should wave the fight off before another bell rings, you know? So you should be finishing it in the first round, which is a big thing that I do. I try and come out and I try and put people away quickly. You know, I come out to try and hurt people, you
That's
know?
what I like in a pro fight. I want to see some violence. I want to see some bloodshed. If I could throw a ladder in there and make it fight with that, you know what I mean? Whatever it takes. You see some pro fights is more like amateur fights. They're trying to score points. They're trying to stay out of range of each other for the 5 rounds. And I'm like, I did not pay $60 goddamn dollars to watch Floyd Mayweather prance around for 15 goddamn rounds. I want to see somebody's head explode. Throw in a knife or something. Cut the ring in half. Make that man fight in a phone booth. Handcuff him to the other dude. I want to see somebody get messed up for $60. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of crazy things for $20.
I agree with you 100%. You know, a lot of people tune in to watch the excitement and like fighting. Not that I don't enjoy watching a technical match like Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I was very entertained by it, but I could see why the majority of people who don't understand the intricacies of the footwork and angling and all that weren't entertained by that fight. I'm not surprised. But just like in fighting, a lot of people don't necessarily like when it hits the ground because they don't understand what's going on. You know, like, which is nothing wrong with that. But so bringing the violence brings a lot of excitement. So which is why I come out and I get hot quick. I'm coming out and trying to hurt people. And that makes for really entertaining fights to watch. Watching people who are fighting, trying to win, versus watching people who are fighting, trying not to lose, are 2 significantly different ways to approach a fight, and the enjoyability really changes, you know? Watching a guy try to fight to not lose a decision versus watching a guy try and put another guy away. And Mayweather's a perfect example of a guy who fights to not lose versus really trying to put guys away, you know?
Well, because trying to put guys away is a risky business, but sometimes in fighting, that's a risk you got to take.
Because you got to get hit by the other guy. Do hit the other guy a little bit. You got to be in that range. You got to be in the pocket. You might take one, but you're going to hit him back with yours, and yours hopefully is the better one, which is different than like point sparring. That's why like the difference between me is like a big thing.
What's going on with this? What's going on, producer?
Is that us?
That's what Azrael likes to right there. He said, bring anything to that circle.
There we go. Yeah.
You know, bring knives, bring bats, bring your hand grenades.
Yeah, man, bring the hand grenade. You know, I want to see some pop off.
They tie each other up.
Yeah, you know, this is why I like pro wrestling. It's like me and my 6 friends versus you and your stupid ass, and I'm going to hit you over the head with everything that's not nailed to the floor within the next 50 yards of me. Because in a fight, man, I'm going to find something. I'm going to bonk you over the head with it. And in pro wrestling, thank God most of our referees are painfully retarded. They can't see anything going on. I mean, I slip Allen like really not a lot of money, like maybe like a 10 or something. I'm like, hey, look over there for a little bit, and then I gotta just crack somebody over the head with a chair, or you know, Sin Bodhi tried to kill a man, and you're not even pursuing any kind of legal action in front of everybody. Man, this evil clown, and he takes a 60-pound dumbbell and tries to crush another man's skull, and just nobody filed nothing. Nobody called any police. It didn't even
Don't
matter.
forget about the punching bag from the second floor.
Right, yeah.
Not only did nobody call the police, but he got a paycheck to do that.
Right,
There you
got
go.
paid.
That's what I'm talking about.
Living in America,
that's what
living the
it is.
dream.
Yep. So
Well, Blake, man, you know, we're looking forward. Hopefully, I'll be a great honor to do some announcing for you when you come to one of our events, and we're looking forward to see you in action, bro. I mean,
Awesome.
I can't wait.
I look forward to it too, you know, and I want to come out and make sure that when I have my debut that I'm completely ready and that I impress people, you know, people are like, wow, he's got a ton of potential. Obviously, I don't plan on being the best wrestler in my first match, but, you know, I don't want to come out prematurely and have to start wrestling my way out of a hole because I wrestled too early. You know, I've got great opportunities offered to me. For a while, I've been offered stuff, but I don't want to come out. Just like in my fighting career, I jumped right into fighting pro, no amateur fights, and I went against fighting top guys. My 3rd fight was on TV. My 5th fight was on TV. And because of that, the beginning of my career was tough. I ended up going 4-5 in my first 9 fights. And so I've had to fight myself out of a hole now. My record was 8-5 in this last fight, which doesn't sound great, But if you look at the whole picture, it makes more sense. And I didn't want to make the same mistakes in my wrestling career. I learned about having the proper entrance and being brought into something and doing it the right way to be built up properly instead of just diving in the fucking deep end, which I did in fighting, you know, and I mean, it's what I do in a lot of things in life. I just go out and I go out and I take on big challenges because I enjoy having challenges and I feel like I'm able to step up to the challenge. But I want to do this a much more strategic and smart way so that I can come in and really build something much bigger and better out of it instead of having, you know, in your foundations, everything's built off it. You know, if you have a rough start, you know, if I come out not looking sharp and people are like, yeah, that fool needs more work, then that's a hard thing to get out of. You know, I'd rather come in and have the, you know, man, he's good. Obviously, I can be better. You know, it's always able to improve, but, you know, to be ready.
Sweet. Hey, producer Rob, do we have any videos we got to show anybody out there that we have?
Yeah, the one that I was sent doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So do you have a fight school that you're like the owner of? You train anybody or?
No, so I don't really have time to train anybody. I train at Black House headquarters up in Gardena, which is an invite-only pro gym with a lot of really high-level guys. Anderson Silva, Lyoto Machida, just to name a few, a bunch of really high-level guys. So I don't own a gym or coach anyone. I have a lot of people ask me all the time, but I just don't have the time to commit to doing it for other people, you know. I enjoy training people a little bit. It's just with time, it's really tough.
Now, one of the things I like about you is like your take on women's self-defense that you put up, because a lot of people put a lot of stupid things that get you murdered. Like, it's nice, you can pull guard in the jiu-jitsu tournament, right, and put on the triangle choke, but now when somebody's trying to murder you, am I right? Like, why would I lay on the ground and throw my legs open? That seems like the opposite of what I would want 100%. In this kind of scenario.
You know, given if the girl had a decent amount of jiu-jitsu training, like blue belt plus even, then I'd be like, oh, go to your guard, cool, you know, because you know what you're doing there. But for the most part, for an average person, it's about creating a scene and being able to get away and doing as much damage as you can with as little effort as possible. When I say that, I'm talking about like an eye gouge, a kick in the nuts, things of these, you know, simple, effective techniques that are really going to help you get out of these bad situations. You know, sometimes I'll see a move that's like an 8-step move, like they grab your head, you do this, bam, you step under here, you twist, and it's like,
oh,
dude,
it's so long, dude.
When it's a life or death situation, unless you've trained these moves a lot, it's not going to work for you, especially if it's like an 8-step where it's like simple things where I try and show, like my wrist break isn't like I'm going to pull this way, turn, but nah, it's just break towards the thumb, you know, and then being able to immediately attack right after. Because a big thing when people are, I'm imagining, big thing when people are aggressors in this situation, they look for easy targets, not somebody who's going to fight back, not somebody who's going to make a big scene, you know, and somebody that, man, you poke somebody in the eye, you've basically just ended the fight. You see professional fighters where fights are they need a second. It doesn't matter how tough you are, especially you're a girl, big nails, bam, thumb in the eye, or, you know, yanking on an ear, biting, like nut shots, little things like that to create just enough of an opening to try and get yourself away. And so, yeah, Technique Tuesday, I need to bring those back. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff online that you see that, man, I don't know how people feel good about posting these videos because they're probably putting a lot of people in really dangerous situations or giving them a false sense of confidence that might put them in a bad spot or, you know.
I've seen so many things where it's like, you could not do that with a million attempts against somebody who's like not dead or in a coma or letting you do it. It's like, bend the wrist, then go under him, then do-si-do, then you put your back together, and then you poke him in the eyes like this. And I'm like, by then, I've already stabbed you like 6 times.
Right. You know, like I mean? if you're an idiot enough to just stand there and let somebody reverse something on you, then you deserve to get poked in the eye. But in what real scenario? I can walk down in the street right now, and if I can swing on somebody and they can reverse it, and I be dumb enough to throw one punch for them to reverse that, then I deserve to get knocked out.
Right? Well, have you seen the karate where they throw the punch and it's like, bam, like this, and then the other guy does the thing to it?
I've seen a lot of stuff where, I mean, sometimes where it's like a show thing, and I can understand, like, movie stuff's very similar where it's like, that shit would never work in real life. Like, wrist lock, whoa, guy goes, like... You know, but then again, that's a lot of the show stuff that people think is going to be effective, but you never see any of that in the cage because it's not, you know, at least not against somebody who's knows a thing or two. But the thing about a kick in the nuts or an eye gouge, that works against a world champion, whoever, and it's simple. If I just know like shit's going down, jam your thumb in that dude's eye, or where it's simple stuff as opposed to just, dude, you'll never remember a lot of these crazy intricate things. Another big thing that I preach, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And what I mean by that is preventing yourself from being in a bad situation. A little bit of prevention is way better than knowing all this fight technique, because you might have seen this attack coming and been able to avoid the attack in general just like that, by being aware of your surroundings or other things. So there's more than just being able to defend yourself, being able to start spotting some of these situations and things before they become a situation, or like, man, I probably shouldn't walk down that shady alley, or like, things along those lines are another big thing that I push for women is pepper spray. Carry pepper spray on you. Don't keep it on your keys, because if you have to spray somebody, you don't want your keys potentially getting ripped out of your hands. But dude, pepper spray is something that someone's not going to continue to chase you. Bam, you hit them with just a little bit of that. They're covered in a dye. They're going to have a hard time breathing. They're not going to be able to see very well. You're going to be able to get out of the situation, which is number one for all this stuff, is being able to get out of the situation and go home. And then two, they're covered in like a dye where if you're able to call the police, or someone sees this guy's got like a neon dye on him, where the police can do something about it. And now you can stay completely away. Like, people want to carry a knife. It's like, you want to be that close to this dude? You're going to pull a knife, big old knife out of your purse and try and slash this dude? Like, really?
Right? And you're going to be like an axe murderer all of a sudden? Like, you're willing to just open up a guy like a can of worms?
Well, I hope that Lucha Pro is taking notes, because they're going to need to bring all these techniques and more to try and get a victory over Team OCCW at
Weapons are legal. Everything's legal. We're going to have some crazy stuff
exactly.
on October 26th.
Yep, the Halloween purging is coming to get you October 26th. It's going to be at Legion Post 716 in Los Alamitos. If you guys want to check it out, let us know. We have all the information online, and we will also have tickets and flyers coming out very soon. So if you guys want to check us out, Legion Post 716, October 26. You see your boys team up with some other greats from OCCW to finally take on Lucha Pro, hopefully for the last time, and purge Orange County of these sucker-ass punks.
Yeah, folks. And hey, thanks for watching tonight's show. This is the OCCW Royal Ramble with Thunder and Lightning, special guest, Bulletproof Troop. I'm Joey the Bull. We'll see you next week.
And hope all your bumps come from a yoga star.
Oh,
we're going to get fired now because of you. We're going to discuss this. You want to just keep it heavy.
He's not even here.
You know how that old man...
It is what it is, baby. That's what we do.
He ain't going to do no better. You can't just be antagonizing.
John, I'm sorry, bro.
I said what I said.
I am sorry. Thanks for coming on the show, brother. Appreciate it.